So a lot of the time I see bad press about having a baby in China. My experience has always been a mainly positive one. That's not to say that others were wrong. Having already had one and about to have another, I thought I'd show you pretty much the whole process. Right, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I've just been woken up. It seems my wife is having the baby right now. So if you want to see what it's like having a baby in China, stick around. Let's get going. That's the only way you can get in.
3:28 a.m.
Right, so we've just arrived at the hospital. There was a crazy mad rush to get here, and luckily we don't live that far, like 10 minutes drive. And then when we got here, it was super confusing because the car park, which is normally a pretty straightforward affair, they'd put cones here, there, and everywhere. So it was a lot of driving here, driving there, driving backwards and forwards. We had to get a security guard to move the cones for us and then get in there. I had to get the bed myself, take it out to the car, get my wife on it, and then get her in and get her up to the hospital. Once we got in there, I was not allowed to go any further at the moment, so I don't know what will happen yet. If I remember from last time, there's certain areas where they won't just let anybody in, I guess. Like once they've checked her over quickly, then we'll be allowed in to see her, or she'll come out and be put on a bed, depending on how long until the baby's coming. Anyway, I just came out to the car to see if I could get any of the stuff, park it up, and I'm just waiting for my wife to text me back to see if I actually need to take any of the stuff in right now.
Later.
Right, so it's currently 5:30 in the morning. Like I said, in China they don't let you go through unless you pay money. So I'm gonna have to pay about 1,500 RMB to be able to go all the way through. You can pay either 300 RMB maybe just to go into the room while she's waiting to, like, in the final stages of labor. I don't know what that's called, but just before she goes in. Or you can pay like 1,500, 1,300, and you can go all the way through and you can be there while she's giving birth. So I'm gonna do that, but they won't let me actually in there with her until she's 2 centimeters dilated, and she's currently 1. So now it's just a matter of waiting around outside, which is really boring, but I guess, yeah.
1 eternity later.
Right, so basically I still had 0 sleep. The China, super loud. That's why I've come out here, just so it's kind of away from all the people that are in there. Made a horrifying discovery. The coffee shop which was here, I went down to buy a nice double espresso or a latte. Turns out that is closed, so absolutely horrific. I've had to buy this crazy looking drink. It's called War Horse. So let's see how that works. My wife is currently being needled, as she likes to put it. So she has had the injection to help them induce labor, I think, because her amniotic fluid, or as they call it in Chinese, the yang shui, is not enough. So I think they worried about infection, so they they've needled her to to bring on labor. It hasn't so far hit him because otherwise I'd be in there, but I think it's pretty much imminent. Anyway, I better get back in there. I am starting to jabber shit, and yeah, let's get this done. Right, so I am currently in what would be Lily's home for the next 3 days, taking a rest while she waits because I can't go through at the moment. So I thought I'd give you a quick tour of a standard Chinese birthing room. There's like 3 people in the room. They all have cubicles the same. So bed here, standard hospital bed. Over here you can see there's a chair which folds out into a bed for guests. Standard cabinet, and up here an iPad, potentially for helping Chinese girls take selfies while they're in bed.
Much later.
Right guys, so I'm through. I'm right to the next section. This is the forbidden land, the land where most people don't go. Paid the money, we're in. You can see my wife is somewhere back here. Can't see. Yep. It's here, it's soon. I guess, how long do you think it will be, my bear?
1 hour?
1 hour.
No, 2 hours maybe.
Oh, 2 hours of wearing this face mask is gonna suck hard. But yeah, it's also getting sunny outside. Let's hope the baby. Let's cut it down to 1 hour. Come on, let's get this out. I don't know if they're gonna let us film in the actual final delivery room. I've got the Insta360 stuck on my top here, ready just in case. Gonna try and sneak that past them. As you can see by the mask being over my face as well, I look like a mole because my eyes are so shriveled up from only getting 1 hour's sleep. Nice. What were you just saying?
What?
Last time what?
Last time they drugged me so I can sleep when the contraction comes. This time they seem to forgot.
At least this time you're talking sense, and not like last time where you were coming up with stories that you thought you were saying.
Yeah, but at least that last time is 0.3. No. Videoing.
It's just your face.
我跟你讲，他们说等我来。
Well, anyway, it's turned off. It's the weirdest thing seeing a little head pop out of the So it's just like Ethan when he was born, kind of. The umbilical cord is the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. It was like an alien coming out of him. I didn't give you all. As it climbed down, it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. Already done this. Right, so it's basically like now is Sunday evening. My new son was born on Friday afternoon. It's been a couple of days since then because since the delivery was crazy wild. After that, it just kind of all got a bit crazy. There was a lot to do, a lot to see. It was kind of an overwhelming feeling because, like I said last time, they didn't let me go all the way through to the actual delivery room. This time we paid like 1,300 kwai, and that guaranteed us our own private delivery room. What they do is they keep you in the delivery room for like, I think it was 2 hours afterwards, and then we were eventually taken back out to the room we booked. Now, we'd originally booked just like this single room, the one I showed you earlier, which was just a single cubicle, and my wife's parents were like, no, that's not big enough. we want something that's, you know, we'd rather have a bigger space. So they hired a different room and they had to pay for 2 of those spaces, so then they could just widen out. They've still got the 1 bed, but in the other side there'd be no bed and we could spread all the stuff out, and then when people come visit, because it's been crazy mad with people like family members and stuff coming in. I guess overall, compared to a birth in England, I've never experienced the full thing, but I guess it's pretty similar. Like, pretty similar bar the delivery room and the fact that here it's commonplace for the men not to even bother going in and just like wait till afterwards. So earlier I said the hospital shop had changed a lot since last time, and it has. It used to be massive. It used to be like 3 or 4 times the size. And I said earlier there was no alcohol section. That was because last time it was super easy to see. It was like a whole aisle almost. It had like beers, like spirits and all sorts. This time I didn't think there was one, so I told you earlier, nah, there isn't one. But actually, turns out there is. It's just very small. It's like a strip, and it had like the Chinese classics, the Budweiser beer that they love so much. And then there was all the other classic, like, you know, like Jingzhou, which is like a 35% like brown spirit. It's actually pretty pucker. And nestled in amongst all of that, I found this. This is like a local classic here. It's like baijiu mixed with a local fruit, which I don't think it's just local to here, but it's a very popular fruit locally here. It's called a yangmi, which is, I guess the English word is like a waxberry. If you see some of my other videos, I'll link one up here. I think it's one of my very ever first kind of videos, sort of a bit iffy, but that was me making yangmi jiu as everybody does here in these massive containers every year. But this was really cool. There's these little ones that I found in the shop there. So it's like a little cup look, and like contained in here is just like one single yangmi, and then the rest of it's alcohol. So anyway, I have a perfect reason to celebrate, so let's try one. It's like, ow. Most dangerous way to get into something ever. Cheers. Ooh. Not bad. So anyway, that is it for this video. Stay tuned if you want to see some more, because now we go on to the rest of it, where it's like the postpartum care, which is the 40 days and all of the crazy stuff you've probably heard about online. If you haven't heard about it, stick around also. And if you haven't already, like I said before, please like, comment down below. And if you really enjoyed this stuff, or if you just liked any more of my videos, hit that subscribe button and the bell next to it so you can stay notified for whenever I put out more videos. And I guess, guys, I'll see you next time. Peace.